Good evening. Today I am going to discuss about regulatory affairs. So first we will learn about what is regulatory affairs. What is regulatory affairs? Regulatory affairs is responsible for working with federal, state and local regulatory agencies and personnel on specific issues affecting their business. It ensures the products that are developed, manufactured or distributed by the company meet the required legislation. Regulatory affairs is the crucial link between the company and regulatory authorities. So, regulatory affairs is the link between the company and regulatory authorities. Uh, Regulatory So we can define regulatory affair is a profession developed by the desire of governments to protect public health from the controlling the safety and efficacy of products in areas including pharmaceuticals, veterinary medicines, medical devices, pesticides, agrochemicals, cosmetics and complementary medicine, and by the companies responsible for the discovery, testing, manufacture and marketing of these products, wanting to ensure that they supply products that are safe and make a worthwhile contribution to public health and welfare. So next we'll learn about in detail about USFDA, United States Food and Drug Administration. So FDA is an agency within the Department of Health and Human Services and consists of following centers. First is CBER, Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research. Second is CDRH, Center for Device and Radiological Health. Third is CDER, Center for Drug Evaluation and Research. Fourth, CFSAN, Center for Food Safety and Applied Nutrition. CVM, Center for Veterinary Medicine. NCTR, National Center for Toxicological Research. So majorly Center for Drug Evaluation and Research deals with the pharmaceutical drug products. Legislative history. This is detail. FDNC Act came in 1938. It is resulted due to sulfanilamide tragedy in 1937. Margent Gill company introduced liquid version of sulfanilamide containing diethylene glycol without safety testing. 107 people, mostly children, died after consuming the elixir. Safety clearance mandatory for drugs before introduction into market. FDNC Act, it results of sulfanilamide. So, Cafavier-Harris drug amendments came in 1962. It is result of thalidomide tragedy. So, FDA required access to the efficacy and safety before marketing any new drug. NDA approval is a prerequisite for marketing prescription drug advertising under FDA's supervision. Set GMP to be followed by the industry. Next major legislation came as Drug Price Competition and Patent Term Restoration Act 1984. It is also known as Hatch-Waxman Act. It allows generic drugs without repeating safety and efficacy studies. Manufacturers to submit bioequivalence data only. It establishes A&D application process. It allows NDA holders to apply for up to 5 years additional new product patent protection to make up the time lost in FDA approval process. So these are the benefits of Hatch-Waxman Act. It allows generic industry to submit drug without repeating safety and efficacy studies. Now, Generic Drug Enforcement Act 1992. It resulted due to the bribing of Office of Generic Drug Staff in 1989 by generic manufacturers and falsifying data in ANDA submission to deny approval for 18 months and suspend distribution of drugs. So to levy civil monetary penalties of $1 million per dollar per corporation and up to $2.5 per individual per offense. It requires certification of each NDA or ANDA holder that no services of debarred individuals were used. PDUFA, Prescription Drug User Fee Act. It is passed to accelerate and improve the quality of FDA's review process. Drug and biologics manufacturers to pay fees for their application and supplements. Generic drugs, OTC drugs, cosmetics and medical devices are exempted. Funds raised to hire more reviewers and speed up approval process. Now finally come Generic Drug User Fee Act 2012, which we'll discuss in detail in next section. Now we'll discuss about drug development. It is drug discovery timeline. See, initially during drug discovery, 10,000 compounds are discovered which have certain effect. Then clinical screened 250 compounds. Then for clinical trials 5 compounds, and finally one compound is approved for FDA. So it see the time span 6.5 years for preclinical studies from the drug discovery to preclinical. See, approx 7 years from preclinical studies to clinical trials and 1.5 years for review. So 15 years approx takes for development. See, steps in drug development and NDA review. See, preclinical research, first we synthesis and purification of compound, then we do animal testing, short term, long term testing, institutional review board is there, investigational new drug submitted, then we start phase 1 clinical trial, phase 2, phase 3, accelerated drug development review, treatment AIND, parallel track, NDA submitted, NDA review decision. So first animal testing is there in preclinical study, reasonably safe for the drug to move forward with testing in humans. Conducted in healthy volunteers. Number of subjects from 222. Phase 2 effectiveness. Number of subjects few dozens to 300. More information to safety and efficacy. Phase 3. This is the different phases of clinical trial we will discuss in next videos. Now we will discuss about type of application for the with the passage of the Hatch-Waxman Amendment Acts, the FDNC Act describes different routes for obtaining approval of two broad categories of drug application. First, new drug application, that is called NDA, and abbreviated new drug application, that is ANDAs. ANDAs also popular known as generic drugs. NDAs and ANDAs can be divided into the following 4 categories. First, a standalone NDA, then 505(b)(2) application, then ANDA, then petitioned ANDA. So we'll discuss each in somewhat detail. Now see type of application. Application drug sponsor NDA. Application is flexible, yes. Then it is reviewed by Central Drug Evaluation Research, medical, pharmacology, chemistry review, biopharmaceutical review, statistical review, microbiological review. This is the advisory committee meeting, then meetings with the sponsors. If it is all passed, review completed and acceptable, yes. If yes, then NDA take action. If yes, labeling review acceptable, no, summary. This is the process flow chart for application. What are generic drugs? Generic drugs are abbreviated new drug application. Term add as abbreviated because the preclinical and clinical data to establish safety and effectiveness is not needed. Generic drug is comparable to an innovative drug product in dosage form, strength, route of administration, quality, performance, characteristic and intended use. So equal quality at low cost. See, for NDA, the following requirements are there: chemistry, manufacturing, controls, labeling, testing, animal studies, clinical studies, and bioavailability. But in case of NDA requirements, only chemistry, manufacturing, controls, labeling, testings, bioequivalence is there. Generic drug requirements. See, formulation and development. Formulation development is based on quality by design approach, which we'll discuss in next videos in more details. CQS critical, these are the sublinks from the ICH, critical material attributes, critical process parameter and control strategy. The development strategy of generic drug product must be based on the reference drug product information. So first we should test reference listed drug product to know the different critical quality attributes. So pharmaceutical equivalence we have to prove. The generic drug must be have some same active ingredient, same route of administration, same dosage form, same strength, same condition of use. So the generic drug is approved equivalent to reference listed drug product. Generic drug requirement passed. ANDA approval formulation or process submitted without context. Claim to be acceptable based upon a passing B by equivalence study to the RLD. Equivalence by testing. But now FDA is promoting quality by design approach. That is systematic approach for development with predefined target. We are fixing quality target profile, product profile or critical quality attributes in the beginning of the development. Then we are designing our product and process design. We are defining critical material attributes, critical process parameters, and understanding pharmaceutical equivalence to the reference listed drug. Reference listed drug. So to know the reference listed drug product attributes, we are testing the reference listed drug product for the drug which we are developing. Control strategy to ensure intended performance be consistently delivered. So ask a sponsor how they systematically arrived at a bioequivalent drug product. Means the FDA always wants to know the systematic development plan through which the bioequivalent drug product is achieved. So it is called as equivalence by design. See, this is the common technical document or electronic common document application. NDA contains the following module. Module 1 consists of administrative information and prescribing information. Module 2 is also consisting of common technical document summaries. Module 3 is quality. Quality consists of chemistry, manufacturing and controls. Module 4 is non-clinical study reports. Module 5 is clinical study reports. We'll detail more in next videos. Now we'll see Orange Book. Orange Book is a database where you can find all FDA approved drug products listed either as NDA or ANDAs. See, their therapeutic equivalence code is given. A substitutable, B is inequivalent, not substitutable. Expiration dates, patent and exclusivity is given. See this template of the Orange Book. I searched regarding tobramycin. See, equivalent are given, RLD is there or RS is there, which company is applicant, what are the strength, what is the route of administration, dosage form is there, application number is there. NDS review process. See what is, so for NDA review process, GDUFA is implemented. Generic Drug User Fee Act of 2012 was signed into the law by President on July 19, 2012. See, this is a feature of the 5 basics of GDUFA. 5-year program with sequential and progressive implementation. Goals apply to electronic submissions only. No goal dates for submission in year 1 and 2. Year 5, ANDA has 10-month review goal. Results in action, CRTA, AP. Paramount to meeting the goals require improved quality of applicant or submission. See, this is generic drug review process. Applicant files ANDA application engaged and under review. If acceptable and complete, the next step. If no, refuse to receive letter. We'll detail every terminology in later part or upcoming videos. So if received, then request for plant inspection, then chemistry and microbiology review, labeling review, bioequivalence review. If chemistry and microbiology review, okay, yes. If no, not accept approval letter. Labeling, no, no approval letter. Bioequivalence, okay, yes. Plant inspection, okay, yes. Then finally approved NDA form. Generic drug review process. See, filing review, plan and conduct inspection, discipline reviews, take official action, first month. This is the timeline. Generic drug review process, complete inspection within 2 to 10 days. Filing review 0 to, this is timeline. Review time assignment, kick-off meeting, assessment 1, cumulative initial response, time to applicant to IR response 122, IR response received and reviewed, IR response. This is the timeline for a review process. Amendments. There are two types of amendment: submission made by an applicant to the application that is under review. Following are amendments types: solicited and unsolicited. Solicited are complete response letter, information request, ECD, administrative. Complete response letter will be two types: minor or major. Unsolicited letter may be delaying or non-delaying. Now a certification on patent situation referred in Orange Book. This is the patent certification option. Paragraph 1. Required patent information has not been filed. So FDA may approve NDA immediately. One or more generic players may enter. Paragraph 2. Patent has expired. FDA may approve ANDA immediately. One or more generic applicants may enter. Paragraph 3. Patent has not expired but will expire on a particular date. In this case, FDA may approve ANDA ANDA effective on the date that the patent expires. One or more generic players enter at that time. Paragraph 4. Patent is invalid or non-infringed by the generic applicant. Generic applicant provides notice to the patent holder and NDA filer. Entry of the first file may or may not occur. ANDA applicant files a para 4 certification for Orange Book listed patent. So if a NDA applicant files a para 4 certification, then a notice is given to patent and NDA holder within 20 days of the acceptance of generic filing. So if patent holders, two options arises. If patent holder sues within 45 days or patent holder doesn't sue within 45 days. If doesn't sue, FDA may approve ANDA application fulfilled and generic applicant may enter the market. If patent holder sues within 45 days from the receipt of a para 4 notice by the FDA, then it triggers 30 months delay automatically. If 30-month stay is not expired, and the two options will arise. If 30-month stay not expired and 30-month stay expired, 30-month stay expired, then the tentative approval letter will be given and the product is approved under 180-day exclusivity. If 30-month stay is not expired, if court rules in innovator's favor, then FDA can't approve ANDA until patent expired. If court rules in generic filer's favor, then the FDA can approve and 180-day exclusivity can be given. Following are the ANDA requirements. A DMF assessment should be completed. 3 batches should be filed. 3 discrete pilot scale batches or 2 discrete pilot scale batches or 1 small pilot scale batch. Batch size for tablet or capsule, 2 of the 3 batches should be at least 10% of the product of the proposed production, and third batch can be smaller than the 10% of the proposed production batch. For powder solution, 2 of the 3 batches should be at least 10% of the proposed maximum size commercial batch, and third batch can be smaller than 10% of the proposed commercial batch. Parenteral. But for parenterals, that is solution, powder for solution, lyophilized cake, suspension, sterile topical application, ophthalmic or otic drug products. 2 of the 3 batches should be at least 10% of the proposed commercial batch size, that is pilot scale size, and 50 liter per batch if the fill volume configuration per vial is larger than 2 ml, and 30 liter if fill volume size is up to 2 ml, whichever is larger, it including packaging. When you are doing multiple fill volume like 1 ml, 2 ml or 3 ml, then 50 ml 50 liter batch size is recommended. The third batch can be smaller than 10% of the proposed commercial batch size, but should not be less than 25% of the pilot scale batch. Creams, in case of creams, lotion or gels, for non-sterile semi-solid dosage form, the 2 pilot scale batches should be at least 100 kg. This is the requirement for the transdermal patches. Stability data requirements, biowaivers, post-approval changes. This is type of DMF, type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5. This is European Union. Thank you.